Most scary prisons made for devils. Number 5. Ohio State Reformatory. Ohio State Reformatory is famous as the penitentiary where the prison-themed drama The Shawshank Redemption was filmed. It was originally intended for first-time offenders to be humanely rehabilitated, and the architecture was supposed to encourage inmates back to a rebirth of their spiritual lives, away from their sinful lifestyle and toward repentance, but it very quickly became home to the very worst criminals in the American penal system. Number 4. Devil's Island. Devil's Island in French Guiana was perhaps the most brutal, feared and horrific penal colony in the history of incarceration. Made famous in Henri Charrier's Papillon, it was built under orders of the government of Emperor Napoleon III in 1852 in Ile de Salut, a trio of islands. Some 80,000 of France's worst criminals sent to Devil's Island, and many of them died of disease, starvation, and absolute brutality during their time in the prison. Number 3. Château d'If. Château d'If was a 16th-century island fortress turned notorious prison built on a tiny, 3-hectare island in the Bay of Marseille. It has been described as France's Alcatraz. Built in 1524 on the orders of King Francis I, the fortress soon became a virtually inescapable prison due to its location and the fast-moving currents that rendered even the strongest swimmers unable to escape. Number 2. Alcatraz Island. Alcatraz operated as a maximum high-security federal prison from August 1934 until March 1963. It was home at one time or another to some of America's most notorious felons, including Al Capone, George Machine Gun Kelly and Alvin Karpis. Number 1. Harlow Prison. Built in stages between 1886 and 1901 in downtown Hanoi by the French, Harlow Prison, translated as Fiery Furnace, was a place of incomprehensible brutality. Prisoners were shackled by one leg, unable to walk or even stand up. Many were kept in tiny, damp, dark and filthy solitary confinement cells and were subject to arbitrary physical and mental abuse, including torture and deprivation of basic human rights.